FlossTube. Okay, so welcome, first of all. My name is Katie. I am KC.Stitcher. I am KC.Stitcher on Instagram, so follow me there. I have a few things to show you, but before I get started with that, I wanted to just welcome you and introduce myself. So, again, I'm Katie. I live in Kansas City, KC.Stitcher, and I have 3 children. Finally got the last one into school. So I have a 5-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a soon-to-be 14-year-old. And I'm still 19. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, they keep getting older, and I'm still young, and yeah. No, not at all. So I've been stitching since, I would say, I was about 9 or 10 when my grandma taught me how to cross-stitch. She wasn't an avid cross-stitcher. She just had done it in the past, and so she had a basket and a bunch of projects that she had at one time worked on, and I found it intriguing, so I asked her to teach me, and I fell in love with it. It checks all my boxes. You know, I am meticulous. I'm gonna look up that word because I think I know what it means, but God forbid I'm wrong. I like things to be very precise, so the whole entire, from start to finish, the kitting up, the buying all the flosses, the making sure I have it all, the checklists at the DMC, bin, like, you know, racks at the store, all of that, right up my alley. The printing of patterns, all of it. The highlighting, the checking, anyways, the counting, yeah. All me. So I love it. I really do. I took many years off. Many years off. So I started in elementary school. I think I just worked on the projects that she had, you know. I never really accomplished anything. I just kind of messed around, which I have kind of gotten my kids into doing, and they'll do it for a while and then they get super frustrated with knots, or they can't, or they miscounted, or, you know, it happens to all of us. And then they'll stop, and then they'll pick it up later, 6-7 months later, but they'll pick it back up and work on it for a little while longer, and that's kind of what I did as a kid. So I've been stitching for 20 years or more, but I wouldn't say that I've been stitching for 20 years. You know, I've stitched a little here, a little there. A lot of the projects that I stitched didn't have any meaning to me because I wasn't aware that there were patterns outside of Michael's and that other store that we won't talk about, and Joann's and places like that. I wasn't aware that you could go online and find patterns that were your style and things like that. So once that happened, whew, mind blown. I'm in it for the long haul. That's what took me to FlossTube. I had been crocheting for a while. I crochet, but I haven't done that in years, you know. I would say probably at least 4 years I haven't crocheted. So it's interesting. I still consider myself a crocheter. I don't know if anybody else does, but I consider myself a crocheter. So there's that. There's another hobby that I'm going to get into in a second. So I found FlossTube. First FlossTuber I found was like, I can't remember what I needed like pointers on, or I just wanted to kind of get some more skills built up. And so I found like a how-to type of video from the Stitcherista. Love Danielle. She's awesome. And then I was like, this chick's really cool. Let me see if she has any other videos, right? Boy, does she have more videos. She's been on FlossTube for like 5 or 6 years. Started off as a FlossTube channel, and then at some point she took a detour into diamond painting. So I'm going back right now and watching the beginnings of her channel because I found her like 4 years into her YouTube journey. And anyways, so when she started diamond painting, I was like, that kind of checks all the boxes of cross stitching without all of the logistics, which I enjoy the logistics, but with 3 kids, I'm constantly running them from practice to school to whatever. I don't always have time to sit down and count. And, you know, cross-stitch, one of the things that I love about it the most is that it's time consuming. You have to take the time. If you want to make any type of progress, it takes time. Diamond painting, it does not take time. Once you set up your kit, you can go and go and go and go and go, and boom, you're done. Like, I can start on a diamond painting in the 20 minutes that I have before we have to leave for practice, come back from practice, and pick right back up. I don't have to, like, orient myself with the pattern again, you know. Cross stitch will always be my #1 love, but I do love to diamond paint as well. I know in the cross stitch community that's a bit taboo, I guess, for some people, but you can love more than one thing, people. It's fine. Okay, so my I have a few floss tubers that I really, really enjoy. Just, I kind of like this, not because other floss tubers are not as good, but I just haven't found them. So the ones that I watch generally are Stitcherista. I also really like Rachel Ray. She's great. I have a list. StitchManDarcy. Okay, so StitchManDarcy is the reason that you see me here today. He's so genuine. Like, when he turns on the camera, you get Darcy. I feel like the same Darcy that you were seeing before he turned on the camera. So, he's hilarious. Which leads me to the next person on my list, Betsy. Okay, so StitchManDarcy, that's his YouTube channel. And then Betsy Kleger. Also, her YouTube channel is Betsy Kleger. It's her name. If you can watch Betsy's videos and not just fall in love with her, I don't know what's wrong with you. But you should get checked out. Also, I really enjoy NoahStitches. He's awesome. Same, I found him through Darcy. And then I have a little bit of a sore spot with Noah, though, because I found him after he had already deleted all of his videos, which I totally understand. Completely understand. I probably would have done the same thing. Still hurt. Still hurt me. I was like, I gotta start at 20? Oh, no. No. So my introduction to him, it felt like I was meeting him halfway through an inside joke, you know? So a lot of the things that he talks about, I don't know what he's talking about yet, but I'm gonna catch up. You just wait and see. Another person that I've seen recently, who we tend to have similar stitch styles, we'll say, is XrossStitch. His videos are wonderful, but as far as the projects that he chooses, very similar to something that I would choose. So, check him out. His videos are fun. He's always doing something, telling us about wonderful people in his life and toys from his childhood, and very entertaining. Great stitcher. All of these people put out wonderful projects, and I'm so impressed. Darcy, for example, he's one of the full coverage Haid stitchers. Noah does as well. And I'm so impressed. I've worked on full coverage pieces, but they've always been like 9x11. Not this big, you know? So anyways, great job. The way that Darcy stitches, and he was explaining in the video I was watching a second ago, where, you know, we always see that he finishes a 10x10 square before moving on. That is so me. So as far as, you know, he zooms in on the pattern so he can only see 2 10x10 squares of the pattern at a time. I would do that only because if I had like a triangle symbol that I was stitching, and then I saw, oh yeah, down in this section, I don't really have, you can't even see it. So anyways, down in this square over here, there's some more triangles. Let me just skip over there and do that. Well, then by the time I'm done, I'm all the way at the bottom of the cross stitch project, and I have just random stitches everywhere. And then as I'm filling in, oh, I miscounted there, or oops, or wait, where am I? You know, it's just too much. Visually, I like a clean project. Does it always happen? No, definitely not. Back to my list. Okay, so when I found FlossTube, it was like finally having the friends, which this is really weird because I'm generally a creeper. A lurker, not a creeper. My kids in their Minecraft. I lurk. I don't necessarily comment because I feel like they don't really care what I have to say. I don't know why. This is a character flaw maybe. I feel like I'm bothering people. So I don't comment. I will like a video. But I unless there's something specific that I have to say, I just feel like a bother, so I don't comment. I know. It sucks. I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it. So let's look at my LNS, you guys. I'm in the Kansas City area. I'm on the Kansas side of the Kansas City metropolitan area. And my closest LNS is 45 minutes away, I think. It's in Blue Springs. So if anybody's familiar with the Kansas City area, it's in Blue Springs. So it's 45 minutes from my house. And I drove out there the other day thinking, awesome, like if FlossTube is a community, just imagine these are in-person people that love stitching that I can go and have a conversation with. And first of all, it took me a while to find them because the name of the store is CC. See, I already forgot. It's like CC. Oh, here's the thing. Sorry. CC Collections or something. Hold on one second. CC and Company. It doesn't come up on a Google, people. The store's been there for a long time, and I understand what their point is. Counted cross stitch and company. But do you know how many quilting stores and needlework stores, which I'm not familiar with needlework, but I thought it was somewhat similar, and the lady was like, no. So, awkward. Anyways, I did not find my community there. I didn't. I found a bunch of people that were very into cross stitch, but it was a store, you know. There wasn't, I don't know if they do stitching nights, so maybe I should ask to find out for sure, but it didn't seem like there was even really space for like a sit down and stitch area, so I don't know. I took in one of my finishes, which obviously, well, it's not obvious because I haven't told you yet. I dropped it off to be framed, and I did not know. I was not prepared, you guys. This is a project. Again, this is from back in the day, before I realized that there were beautiful patterns that were not just kits, which I don't mind a kit, love a kit. I don't love sorting the threads in a kit because I'll tell you why in a second. So this is the project that I had at the framer right now. It's called Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's 9 by 11. 9 inches by 11 inches. A little bit bigger than a piece of paper. Any guesses on how much that cost me to get framed? Walked in there, and the lady helped me pick a frame. What is that? Oh, here. The lady helped me pick out a frame. It was beautiful. I was like, great. Sold. Let's check out. Picked out a mat. It looks beautiful. She starts adding it up because it was $37 a foot. So I was like, 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. Give them some scrap. Okay. No, y'all. $351. I was like, Can we look for a cheaper frame, please? So this is for my mother-in-law. She is very religious, and this is right up her alley. So I'm excited to give it to her. We don't see, you guys, this project took me so long. I just didn't enjoy the process. I didn't enjoy the stitching. I didn't enjoy really, okay, it's cross stitch, right? I love to cross stitch. So I did enjoy the cross stitching part, but this project took me probably 5 years from start to finish. But I was like, because of this project and me generally being a monogamous stitcher, I usually only have one project going at a time, which is changing, and you'll see in a second. I would like stop cross stitching for a year because I just did not enjoy this project. It's just not something that brings me joy. I hold it, I'm like, nah. Anyways, it's done. It's at the framer. We're supposed to be going to see my mother-in-law this December. She lives in Mexico, so we don't get to see her as often as we would like. And generally we go every other year. Finances kept us from going one year because they wanted like $2,000 per ticket. So that'd be like $10,000 just for the flights. And that's before fees and taxes and like actually doing things while we're there. So we just couldn't swing it that year. And this year, we won't get into it, but we're supposed to be going in December, so I'll keep you updated on that. So that is one finished. This is another one. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to show you guys this project just because I don't want to put all the baby, it's a baby announcement, birth announcement. I don't want to put all her information out there. So, let me see if I can figure out a way to do this so you can actually still see the pattern, but not all her info. So, it is this adorable little elephant. Oh my gosh, look at the border. So the part that I'm covering up down here is her date of birth, weight, location, all of that. And then covered up in part of her name, but you can get the gist of it. And no, it's not ironed. For all that lady that trolled Betsy about ironing, it's not ironed. It will be one day, but when they told me $351 for my mother-in-law's project, I was like, let me put this one back in the car because I'm not paying. Okay, I ended up paying $211 maybe to frame that one for my mother-in-law, but at that point, 5 years in, I was like, just do it. I want it to be beautiful. Just do it. Just do it. The kit was like, what, $30 the most? So all it is 5 years of my life. No biggie. So I told you I would like stitch a little bit and then I would take years off. Well, here is, God, this is such a mess. And when I pulled it out, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I left it like that. I did. Let me show you. So I got these kits from that one place that we won't talk about, that one store that we all have. This is a, in case it wasn't obvious, Lightning McQueen. He literally is only like this big. So like there's this much left of the pattern. I guess I just didn't have it in me. I guess I just didn't have it in me, you guys. I didn't realize when I bought this how much of a pain stitching on black is. But I feel like now with my light pad, I might be able to pull it off a little bit better. I still haven't tried another project. But I think what I used to do is put like a white blanket on my lap so that I could see the holes a little bit better. And then, but the light pad would be a good idea. Could not figure out why this project was so difficult. It's the fabric. So I got that one for my oldest son because he was obsessed with cars. And then I had my second son who was obsessed with cars because his brother was obsessed with cars, but he liked Tow Mater. Hopefully when I post this video, it'll flip it around automatically, but this is where I got on him. And you guys, I mean, like, he's done. There's like some more stitching here in the tires, that needs to be done, and then the border. First of all, who picked this size fabric? Where is it? Clearly not Stitchers. Okay. I might bring the border in some, just so that it won't. Let's be honest, I'm not going to finish these projects. Unless I'm like an empty nester and nostalgic, they're not going to be finished. I might finish them for my grandkids. If I get those one day, if I get grandkids, I'm not going to pressure my kids. But if I do get grandkids, maybe they'll get these. Maybe. Probably not. This is another one that I stitched. My friend loved owls. It says, "Owl love you forever." It's just a little owl sitting on a branch. Have you guys noticed a pattern? I stitch the things and then they just stay in the fabric. That's how I do it. I don't frame. I don't finish. Who has time for it? I'm trying to get better, you guys. Okay, so remember I told you I only stitch one thing at a time. Oh wait, I have another project going. This is one that I... Language warning. This is one that I started in like March of the pandemic. March 2020, when it was first really revving up. And look at my needle minder. I got that on Etsy, of course. And this is what it's gonna be. Let's see if it'll... Yeah. I got this in a Facebook group. Just thought it was something fun to do to kind of pass the time, you know, while we were locked inside the house. And then I was like, oh, we're going to be locked in the house for a while. I should probably do other things. So then I painted the garage walls, and then I decided that was like all the productivity I was going to do, and then did nothing. Yeah, I just did nothing. So let me show you some of the things that I got at my LNS, and then I'll show you some other projects that I currently have going on. So some of these, I got some fabric, but honestly it's really boring. It's like 28 count Lugana, because before going to the LNS, I had never stitched on anything but Aida. Everything I've shown you is Aida. So I was like, my cool friends on FlossTube stitch on Lugana and all the other linen, etc. So I should maybe try that, because like I'm gonna be a cool kid on FlossTube. So we'll see. Cannot confirm that yet. But this is one pattern that I got. Let me try to avoid the glare. But the moon is glow in the dark, and it came with, you can't see it, but it's little bats. They're buttons. Bats and a star. And it calls for glow in the dark blending filament. Never used that before either. But because I was at my LNS and they have all the things, they actually had the called for fabric as well. So I went ahead and grabbed that. I couldn't tell you a thing about this fabric. It's Picture This Plus 28 count Eek casual linen. It's supposed to be stitched 2/2. I know what that means now. I feel like Darcy literally reads my mind. I didn't know what that meant. And you would see people ask it in cross-stitch groups on Facebook, and then they would just say more complicated things that I didn't understand. So I caught up. I'm with you guys now. This is another pattern that I found while I was there. I've never been one for Halloween. I think it's because I was raised really conservatively in the church. I've strayed. So, like, they let us dress up and get candy, and that was it. We didn't talk about any of the other fun, spooky stuff. So, I'm really living it up now. This is not anything untoward, but, oh gosh, the glare. It says, welcome. Black cat, a ghost, pumpkin, couple crows, a full moon, and a skeleton. And I just thought it was really beautiful. Seemed like something an aunt would have hanging in her home. I really like things that are muted and I'm not busy. And that is I'm finding difficult to find. You're gonna be like, Katie, I thought you said a minute ago you like muted things when I show you my next few projects. But like as far as decor goes, which is why I think I don't hang up a lot of my projects, because I don't like busy things. Like in my house, I would rather just throw things away. Like this background that you see right here, it's a lot for me, but this is the best light in the house. And there's really nowhere else to film, so I was actually talking to my kid about it last night because he does a video game channel. And he goes, yeah, Mom, now you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I have known what you're talking about all along. I'm just not going to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to get you a backdrop and a green screen and all these computer things. No. Okay. So while I was there, I went ahead and picked up all the threads for it. So here they are in all their glory. They're very, very pretty. There. While I'm talking about hand-dyed threads, I was watching Noah. And he, again, I missed his first 19 videos. He mentioned, I believe it was a thread, like a hand-dyed threads company. Could have been a fabric company. He alluded to it because he didn't really want to talk about it all the way because he didn't want to give them the light of day, which I totally agree with. But I would like for somebody to send me a DM if you don't mind and just let me know what company that was, because I don't want to support businesses that don't support my people and my values. I don't have the list of all the things, but you'll know what I mean when I say that I believe certain things are truth, like science. Black lives matter, and all lives can't matter until Black lives matter because they haven't for so long. I believe that no human is illegal and love is love, and flat out. So here I am. I don't want to support a company that has been called out on their shit and doesn't care enough to even just say, we didn't know, we're sorry. So if you could just let me know, I would appreciate it. Here's another project that I got while I was at the LNS, and I actually kitted it up last night. Side note, I have always done my thread like this, on bobbins, on a ring. I have a hair on there. And I've never had a problem with it before until I started working off of skeins, and the thread is so much nicer when it's not coiled up around that bobbin. So I don't know, I'm really contemplating my life and my decisions and how I want to go about it in the future. This is the kit that I got. It's from Mill Hill, Buttons and Beads. This is not typically my style, but it's on perforated paper. It has beads. Both things that I've been wanting to try and haven't. And also, look how big it is. It's like 6 inches. So, I thought this would be a perfect way to try it. Hey, hint, buttons and beads, because it came with all the buttons and the beads. Go figure. I'm going to start working on that once I get done with my current whip, which I'll show you in a second. So this is another one that I just got on Etsy. I bought it on Etsy. It's from Satsuma Street. It is the Noel Sampler. I purchased this the day before the second part came out. It is 4 parts, October 8th, 22nd, November 5th, and November 19th. They release a quadrant. So there are 4 pieces to this. These are the first 2. So you get 4 squares in each one, and they're about 4 by 4, 4 inches by 4 inches on 14 count Aida. So I got a sparkly, I think they called it iridescent Aida to do this on. You guys, anybody that's familiar with Satsuma Street, rude. Camera, rude, okay? So now we know there's a 20-minute limit. Sorry, I didn't realize this has been going that long. So anybody that's familiar with Satsuma Street knows beautiful patterns, people. Beautiful. I mean, just jaw-dropping, especially with the color. Look at these colors. This is, mind you, this is a Christmas stitch along. I know, the glare. There we go. Somewhat. No. Let me take them out. Look at these colors. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Remember how I said I liked muted colors? And yet here I love that Satsuma Street. I don't know what it is about her projects. XrossStitch was working on, I think it's called Halloween Cat. So beautiful. Like, I think it's simple, the geographical aspect to it. Geometric is what I meant. Not geographic, geometric. Swear I'm not a pendeja. Okay, so this is the next project that I bought. This one is from a person who doesn't want credit for their pattern because they didn't put their name on it. What's it called? So Easy Pattern. That's their Etsy store. So Easy Pattern. Here is a preview. This is a Kamala Harris quote. I'm going to frame it. There we go. With this frame. I'm not stitching on this thing, but I'll definitely frame it with this. And these are the colors. Here I am again with my damn bag. Anyways, you guys get the idea. So that's exciting. That's a Christmas gift or birthday gift for my mom. Her birthday is like in 2 or 3 weeks. So that one's probably going to be, because it seems like a fairly quick stitch. Let me jinx myself. It seems like it'll be pretty quick. Like it'll stitch up pretty quickly, but who knows? Whenever I say that, I'll show you on my current whip. I feel like I should just stop saying that. Like, can we just not say that anymore? Anyways, this is another one that I bought from Satsuma Street. Also for my mom. So I think this one may be her Christmas gift because it's going to take me just a little while longer to do. Also, I don't have the fabric for it yet. Because I really like the fabric that she stitched it on here. That like natural linen color. And then these are the colors. So they are beautiful. This is how people do it, huh? So washed out though. It's because of the lighting. But again, I'm not spending hundreds on lighting. There you go. That's what you get. So that's that. Also on Etsy from Satsuma Street. And then that's a Nelson Mandela. I didn't even read it. Rude. It's a Nelson Mandela quote. And it says, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And that's right up my mom's alley. She loves a good quote. She loves empowering people. And she has things like this, quotes like this, all over her house. She does like the affirmations. It's beautiful. One day I'll be like that when my life is less complicated. Okay, this one. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is so beautiful. I mean, people. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is called Harana. Harana, which means courtship. It's a Filipina art style, and it's from Cross Stitch Designs by Rinna, Rinna, on Etsy as well. It is about 22 pages, full coverage. If done on 14 count, which I'm doing it on 18, it's 22 inches wide by 21 inches tall. So it's going to be a little bit smaller than that, but thank God, because where am I going to put this? Maybe right there over my dresser. where there's like this big blank wall. I told you guys, I don't like busy, so I just have a hard time putting things up. So anyways, I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna show them my current whips. And he was like, is that what that is? Is it in progress, Katie? I'm like, yes, it's in progress. Stop judging me. So, this is my progress. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is my progress. And this is my needle minder. Oh. It says, fold in the cheese. Just fold in the cheese, David. Okay. If you know, you know. Love that show. Love it. I bought this thing probably more than 2 years ago now. Then I was like, oh, I need to get the fabric. No, it took me a while. And then I ordered this scroll rod. It's Omanic factory. Came from Europe. I can't remember where. Love it. Very expensive though. Very expensive. But I do like it. I didn't realize how cumbersome it was going to be to hold. So, you know, now I need a stand, right? Obviously. So I ordered a Dubco stand. Nobody knows that I ordered that yet. It takes a few months, so I can either play it off as a Christmas gift in December or a birthday gift in April. I really don't care, but now this is my current love-hate relationship. If you probably don't follow me on Instagram, but you should. It's great. I have no idea how to Instagram. That's another thing I need to do, is find a YouTube that shows me how to Instagram. Because, see, I'm of the Facebook generation. Facebook came out when I was in middle or high school, and I've just been doing it ever since. So I know all about that, but Instagram is a little bit more foreign to me. So basically at this point, all I know how to do is put up a picture. I struggle with hashtagging things. Like, what am I, my mother? Come on. So this is my current work in progress. Isn't it exciting? You can't tell, can you? No. Because thanks to Darcy, I now do an 8x11 Q-snap, which is so perfect. It's genius. Genius, Darcy. Here's my needle minder. Ew, David. Okay. So you can kind of get a little preview. It is called the Netflix and Stitch Sal. This is what it's going to look like. This is the frame, clearly. And then each month, starting November 1st, she's releasing 2 options of different Netflix original shows that you can stitch on here. So if you don't like one, you can use the other one. I'm expecting there to be months where I like both options and then other months where I don't like either. So I'm just going to kind of play around with it. I started this like October 1 and I was like, let me go ahead and get started. That way, you know, I can have like a good leeway. I mean, it's a black frame. How difficult is that? It's not difficult, people, but it is very monotonous and it is a lot of counting and it is slightly terrifying. Not only that your frame is not going to match up, because you can check that in real time, but it's also slightly terrifying that your frames are going to be the wrong size. Once the patterns are released, it's not going to fit. So there's that, you know. And mostly it's just, like, I keep a little Orts jar because it's easier than throwing all my scraps in the trash. Look at this. All this beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful. And then all this 310. It's because this project is so far entirely 310. So, anyways, this is from Fan Stitch Tick. I don't know why I find that entirely too difficult to say. Fan Stitch Tick. on, that's her on Instagram, and that is, I found it on Etsy, and I'm very excited about this. It's going to be great. Go to my Instagram and you can see my current progress outside of the Q-snap, because I literally just moved it. All I have left, I don't know if I can show you this on my phone or not, but this video has been a hot mess already, so why not make it more so? Okay, so here's progress last night. All right, here is, come on, last night. Why is that? You guys, I can't make this stuff up. It's literally the same thing you can see in my Q-snap. This is what I meant to show you. All right. So I've filled that in, but this little corner down here just needs to match this one. So I've done a little bit, like I've gonna, since that picture, I have done this line and filled this in a little bit. So I just need to come over here with the thick border and then the little foot on the TV. And that's what I have. What do you guys think? Yeah. I hope that you liked it. I hope that I can now become a part of the Cool Kids Club. Mostly I just have really enjoyed watching everyone so much that I feel like, as everyone says, I feel like I know you all. And I finally got to the point where I was like, maybe I should let them get to know me. And, you know, that's never going to happen. Especially because I won't comment on a comment on a video. So, anyways, I originally started watching FlossTube under my personal YouTube. And then when I decided to do this, I created KC.Stitcher. So if you don't see me in your, like, see any interaction on YouTube, that's why. This is a new channel I created, I think, a week or two ago. And then, well, a week or two ago as of right now. I don't know when I'll post this. Hopefully, all of this crap will be gone next time. Thank you. That's all.